Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports. May 19th, 2022. Eastern Conference Finals tonight. You have the Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. In case you missed the game last night, Warriors beat the Mavs in Game 1, 112-87. It was a disaster for the Mavericks. And maybe we'll see Mavericks pull it out in Game 2. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Boston visiting Miami tonight. Horford's out. Kyle Lowry is out for the Miami Heat. And Marcus Smart may or may not play. I think he will play because Derek White is out due to family reasons. So, bottom line is, who has the edge tonight? And if you watch this clip, you know, obviously Stephen A. Smith is not in there, but Jay Will is saying that he's going to give it to Miami just because of the fact that this is a, I wouldn't say decimated Boston Celtics roster, but they're missing some pieces. And, you know, Marcus Smart usually brings the ball up, and in Game 1 he couldn't, so Jason Tatum had to. So Jason Tatum got a bit tired. That's why he got the 5 turnovers. I get it, but it's just, when you see a guy like Jimmy Butler play in the way that he does, and he is, you got to think to yourself, how can I compete with that? This guy's insane. You know, he brings that tenacious defense, tenacious offense, and you know, it's Jimmy Butler, man. He's one of those guys that you have to have on your team. And to be honest, you know, it's a team game. I get it. But you got PJ Tucker, you got Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. The list goes on. And this Max Strus guy who plays 3D basketball, and Duncan Robinson is not playing because he doesn't play defense. I get it. Miami is just clicking on all cylinders. So my question to you guys is, who has the edge tonight? Is it Boston or Miami? And, you know, leave a comment in the comment section and we'll see what happens. But bottom line is, you know, who do you got coming out of the East tonight for Game 2? Jag from Jaggy Sports.
Miami took Game 1 of the series 118-107, and the biggest question, who will be on the court for both teams? Miami's Kyle Lowry is still out for the 4th game in a row with a hamstring injury, and for Boston, Al Horford is listed as doubtful, and Marcus Smart is probable for Game 2. So Jimmy Butler was a force in Game 1, scoring the 2nd most points by a Heat player in the conference finals, only behind LeBron James in 2012. So Butler's playoff run has been historic, as his 3 40-point games are the most in a single postseason in Heat history. So Smart, probable, definitely not at full strength. Knowing all of that, which team has the edge in Game 2, J. Will?
I'm going to go with the home team, the Miami Heat. They're favored by Vegas as odds. But also say this, you know, Marcus Smart is a pivotal piece to this team. The thing that concerned me, Monica, and I would have probably given the edge to the Celtics, is when I heard the report by Woj when he said, all right, he's now out of the walking boot. He moved around a little bit in practice, but it was still gingerly. And I know having Marcus Smart on the floor is a dynamic change, right? Jason Tatum no longer has to initiate the offense. Those 4 turnovers he had in the 3rd quarter, it looked like he was dog tired, right? Coming off the series, Game 7, literally days before. Miami had gotten more rest. I understand all that, but also he's the equalizer to Jimmy Butler. And I wonder, like, even having him back at 70, 80% is still a better percentage, because you can't target Peyton Pritchard anymore. Right? Him playing 30 minutes, we all know what time that was. As soon as they saw Peyton Pritchard walk on the court, any hooper was like, oh, come here, Peyton. And it's no disrespect to Peyton. It's just what it is when you're going in the Eastern Conference Finals against guys like Jimmy Butler and guys who have a coach in Eric Spoelstra that will target the weakness of a link, right, to a degree. Now you can't do that with Marcus Smart, but still, I still give the slight favorite to Miami just because I don't know what version of Marcus Smart is going to come back and participate in Game 2 tonight.
Jay, I'm inclined to agree with you. It's not a wide margin if Marcus Smart does not play, right? And so I think one of the things that we've appreciated about this Celtics squad is their ability to bounce back after losses. They are 9-1 after their 10 losses in terms of the game after the loss, right? But you dig a little deeper into that, Jason Tatum in those games has not been without Marcus Smart or Al Horford. And so I think their ability to bounce is heavily contingent on who is available. Now, to your point, Marcus Smart, his attitude, his energy, his intensity, he absolutely sets the tone for this Boston Celtics squad. And if he's on the floor, I give the Celtics an opportunity to get this game here in Miami tonight because I trust them not to turn the ball over again a gazillion times, which literally breathed life into what the Miami Heat wanted to do. And I think Ime Udoka will make some of the necessary adjustments, a big one being Smart on the floor versus Pritchard. And then furthermore, when you look into who has most success defending Jimmy in terms of effective field goal percentage, it's actually Jaylen Brown, and then it's Marcus Smart. But again, if Jimmy, to me, in the half court, is a different challenge than Jimmy getting out off of live ball turnovers, off of a defensive rebound, full head of steam. And so I'm gonna go Smart is available at a decent percentage or he wouldn't be playing. And I think the Celtics respond, but I might be wrong, and I could very well be wrong on that.
Monica, don't you think this needs to happen, though? And I've seen it over their undefeated postseason at home for Miami. After every game and spending time down in South Florida, going down there for our whole radio kind of affiliate tour that we did, everybody always talks about, and it's a huge headline that deserves a lot of praise. I mean, Gabe Vincent and Max Strus are two undrafted players that have been balling out for the Miami Heat. Like, I just want to say that again. Two undrafted players balling out, and everybody's been singing their praises. If you're the Boston Celtics, you're trying to flip that narrative around. You're trying to have the narrative tomorrow being like, yes, they have two undrafted players that start for their franchise in the Eastern Conference Finals, and this is what happens when you start two undrafted players. We take advantage of it, we leverage it, and we beat it up so you can't start them anymore. Because we have not asked ourselves one time throughout this playoff series, where's Kyle Lowry? When is he coming back? We haven't felt the need to have a sense of urgency about bringing Kyle Lowry back because Gabe Vincent and Max Strus are doing their thing. They need to flip that narrative.
So
That's very true.
It's funny, though, Jay, because I watched Kyle Lowry a lot through the course of the first game. And he's talking to Gabe, and he's engaged, and he's energetic. And I actually think as this series wanes on, you I think you will miss Kyle's pesky nature defensively and his knack for hitting some big shots as this series continues to get tighter. But I don't know. I think the Gabe Vincent and Max Strus thing, while they are undrafted, it's not like they are second-year players. Like, they've been a part of this Miami system. I believe Gabe is 25. I think Max is around the same age. And so more than anything, this is the tip of the cap to what Miami does in terms of their system and their development in the same vein that we talk about what the Warriors do with their system and their development. And so I hear you, but I also don't know it's like they just pull some bums off the street because what they've done is made viable and contributing NBA players out of those guys.
I'm just saying, if you're Marcus Smart, if you're Jaylen Brown, if you're Jason Tatum, you're like, come on, man, it's time. Like, you don't look at it that way, Monica.
I mean, sure, whatever you got to do to get out.
Yeah, you have to look at it that way.
That's true.
Yeah, I got you.